So now that I have your attention, welcome back to the garage. Now don't worry, the car was warmed up properly, there was no harm in giving it some revs. But it's been a while since you saw some decent updates on the E36. I mean, we've been basically hiding inside for the entire winter because here in the garage it gets really cold, so we didn't really want to come and work on the E36 too much. But that did give us time to gather a lot of parts, and I'm going to go over them in a second. What we're doing today though is changing the steering wheel, which is one of the most satisfying but quick upgrades that you can do to any car. So the steering wheel has been in my office for a very long time. It's been staring me in the eye, and I'm very happy that today is going to be the day when we actually fit it to the car. So without further ado, let's get going. So before we get into changing the actual steering wheel, let's take a look at the parts that we ordered over the winter. So first of all, we've got this steering wheel from Sparco. It's a second-hand one. I found this on Facebook Marketplace for like 15 euros, which I think is a very good deal. It's like, you can see that it's been used. It's not perfect, but the stitching is great. The leather isn't damaged anywhere. So I think for 15 euros, this is a great find. And for some reason, the kind of used Sparco Alcantara steering wheel look kind of goes well with the 90s racing vibe that we're going for with this car, so I think it will fit very nicely. Obviously, we need a Momo steering wheel hub as well. I bought a BMW horn button to go in the middle here as well, which it looks really good when this is on there, so I'm very excited to see what it will look like when all of this is on the car. And then one of the most important and coolest pieces that we've bought so far is this Cooler Works long shifter. Because this car is automatic, we're going to do a manual swap, and instead of just buying the standard shifter first, we thought, why the hell not go with something proper immediately. So this is going to transform the driving feel of the car immensely, and this will be an upgrade for later in the year as well. We actually do have a manual transmission as well, but that's currently at my house, so I can't show you that right now. Now, this whole transmission ordeal is actually pretty exciting because we have found a ZF transmission. That's the one they used in the 328i and the M3 models for the E36 model. And that's pretty cool because those transmissions are really strong, and they will be able to handle whatever power we are going to plan on putting through the E36 318IS engine, the M42 for that matter. The only downside or the only challenge is going to be to find a prop shaft which will actually bolt up to the transmission and the rear axle, because the transmission, the ZF transmission, is made for 6-cylinder cars. This is obviously a 4-cylinder car, and we are not sure if any of the standard E36 models will have a prop shaft with the exact right length that we need. If not, we're gonna have one custom made, so yeah. Pretty challenging, but also pretty exciting that we've been able to find such a strong transmission for this car. And then last but not least, you will have seen this in the opening shot already, but we have also found a rear spoiler for the car. And this is, I think, the LTW wing, and it's the same wing that they used on the 94 Spa 24-hour race winning car. So yeah, that's pretty exciting that we found the exact same wing as well, it's a pretty popular wing, so it wasn't really too hard to find. But I think it gives the car immediately an entirely different and more sporty look. Like, I can't wait to put coilovers on a car and different wheels. That's going to change the look even more. But for now, let's get on with the steering wheel and put that inside the car. So I reckon that changing the steering wheel on this car is going to be pretty easy because this is a non-ABS car. But if you do have ABS, then make sure that you press like the horn button for a few seconds and the brake pedal, or maybe even just press it for a minute to be absolutely sure that all the electricity is out of the car's system, and then you can get to town and make sure that you disconnect the battery first as well. For us though, it's just a matter of taking this logo out. That went pretty easily already. And then we just have the nut in the middle of the steering wheel here. So we're going to take that out as well. Look at that. It's not actually a nut, it's an actual bolt. That's pretty funny. Okay, that went extremely smoothly. Didn't really expect it to go that well. So why is it that you would want to change your steering wheel anyway? Well, in our case, it's kind of twofold. On the first hand, obviously it just looks better. On the second hand, it's going to feel better on your hands, but also it's going to be much more practical when turning the wheel sideways, which with the standard steering wheel, because I'm a pretty big guy, I have pretty long legs, I would be hitting my knees constantly. So having a smaller steering wheel is going to be closer to me, is going to be much more easy to heel and toe, to switch between the gas and the brake pedal, to shift around and do stuff like that. So we're going to start with just fitting the hub that we have right now to make the conversion between the steering wheel shaft of BMW and the steering wheel that we have. But if that is still not enough, we might buy a spacer of like 5 centimeters to even bring the steering wheel much closer to us again. So yeah, this went pretty smoothly. Let's put the new one on and start with the Momo wheel hub. Now, isn't this one of the coolest mods you can do for the least amount of effort and money and what have you? This result is, yeah, it's pretty damn good. And as I said, I personally think the used style of the steering wheel fits perfectly with the 90s vibe that we're going with for this this E36. Yeah, I think this looks fantastic. Wow. I'm going to be enjoying this for a very long time. Well, I think we can call this a great success. To be absolutely clear, the rear spoiler isn't yet mounted on the car. I just put it on there to get an idea of how the car will look. And I do think that with the spoiler just put on there and with the steering wheel now fully mounted, I think it's kind of clear to see where this car is going to go. It obviously needs wheels and coilovers and bucket seats and a few other things to really complete the look. But for now, this is looking pretty cool already, and I'm very happy with the result as it stands. One of the next big upgrades will be the transmission swap. As I said in the beginning, we do have a transmission already, and I will spend the next few weeks looking for the other parts as well. For now though, have a very good night or a very good day wherever you are, whatever time it is when you're watching. Do check out the other episodes, do check out our other videos, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one.